In today's video, you are going to come along with me as I plan our family's 2023 family garden. I know it doesn't seem like it outside, but it's time to start thinking about the garden. This is exactly where my garden is. It is covered in snow right now and it looks very depressing, but things are about to get good. I am Amber from the blog 1898mama.com. I am a homesteading, homeschooling mom of soon to be 6, and on this channel you are going to see all of the things that encompass basically all of that lifestyle. So come along with me, hit subscribe, and watch these videos. So I know this seems a little bit crazy to be thinking about at 37 weeks pregnant with my 6th kid, but it's time to plan the garden, and do not judge me, but my seeds need to be organized so bad. I've got all of my seeds sitting right here from last year. I need to go through all these, figure out what I have, figure out what I need to buy, figure out what I need to plant. So I'm going to show you exactly how I do that every year, and hopefully we can get things done before the baby comes. So here is my stash of seeds, somewhat organized into all of the piles of things. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through each pile, figure out how much I have, and then look at my list of what I did last year, see if I need to do more or less, and see what I need to order. I know it's really late in the game to order seeds, but that's where I'm at this year. So let's start going through the seeds and seeing what we need. My seeds, and now I have a list of kind of what I have, kind of a brain dump, if you will, of things like that I just know, okay, I need to order more of these, I'm fine with these. So I'm going to actually look now through my catalogs. I'm going to look through these, circle the things that I want, write down the things I for sure need. I'm going to let my kids circle the things that they want. And I also have these sheets from last year that were clearly spilled on. They look horrible. But I have plant trackers and seed starting trackers and a garden tracker, all of the things. I will actually link those down below if you would be interested. If you can see on here, I have the crop, and then I have how many I planted. I have when I started indoors, and then if I transplanted or sowed them, and then a notes spot in case I need to make notes. So this will show me how many starts I had, and I can kind of base off of that if I need to do more or less, depending on, like for instance, potatoes. We just ran out of potatoes about a month ago. I know that I definitely need to plant more potatoes this year. So just based off of things like that, just knowing when we ran out of stuff, if we have more than enough of that crop canned and still in the pantry, all of that stuff I can kind of look at and say, okay, I need to plant more of this or I need to plant less of this. This is very, very late, but I only have 2 packets of onions, and I know that I need to plant a lot more onions than that. And it is actually like go time next week to plant onions. So I'm probably gonna be running late on onions this year, but I do know I need to get that order in today for sure. Other things that I know that I need to order is corn, ground cherries. If you do not plant ground cherries, they are a fantastic kids plant. The kids will eat them up. Ground cherries, cherry tomatoes, those kinds of things. I like to plant those like on the outskirts of my garden or even around the house so that the kids can just munch throughout the day while they're playing outside or while I'm in the garden. They don't have to go through and destroy everything to get to what they want to eat. Another tip is to always, if you have young kids, is to always plant or plan about 5 extra plants if you have toddlers or preschoolers, because I can guarantee that those toddlers or those preschoolers will rip up a plant or two and it'll cause stress. So if you plan in advance that some of those plants are going to be destroyed by your littles, it's not quite as stressful. I need to order more green beans, broccoli, potatoes, and cherry tomatoes. So I have a lot of ordering to do just based off of from last year. Plus, I have to go through and see what I want and what looks fun anyway. So what I like to do when I do this is go to the back and grab the order form off of each specific magazine that I'm going through. This catalog that I have here is from Seed Savers Exchange. So I'm just going to go to the back, rip this out, and then I can write down what I want to order and deal with that later. I much prefer to look through the catalog than I do to go online and to search through everything. This is a lot more fun for me. So I found the kind of green beans I want to buy this year, and they are the Provider green beans, which says they're great for freezing or canning. So I wrote down what they are, and then I wrote 50 seeds in the packet, because later I'm going to go through and I'm going to say, okay, is 50 seeds enough, or should I order 2 packets or 3 packets or however many your specific family needs. Now that I've looked at my seeds and see what I need to order, what I do next is I kind of look through my pantry and I think, okay, how much should we eat in a meal? How much of that meal do we eat in a month? And then I times that by 12 and figure out, as far as canning, how many quarts or how many pints or whatever it is I needed that specific item. So I've already went ahead and did this, and I got my list of things here that I want in my pantry. So let's start with tomato sauce. For one meal, we usually use about 1 quart of tomato sauce. If you have a smaller family, you will definitely only need like 1 pint. But 1 quart for us, and about 6 times a month I'll use tomato sauce. I'm just kind of guessing. So 6 times 12, because there's 12 months in a year, means I need 72 quarts of tomato sauce. Now, after that, I have to go in and I have to look and say, okay, how many pounds of tomatoes can make 1 quart? And then from there, I kind of work backwards. So I can't think of it off the top of my head, but X amount of pounds of tomatoes. How much does 1 plant of tomatoes, and obviously it's gonna be different, but typically, approximately, how many pounds of tomatoes am I gonna get off of 1 tomato plant? So if I can get, for instance, and I'm just totally making this number, if I can get 3 quarts of tomato products canned off of 1 tomato plant, then I know I need to plant X amount of tomato plants. So that's kind of what I'm gonna do here, is just a little bit of math. So all you gotta do is just do a quick Google search real quick. Tomato sauce needs between 5 and 6.5 pounds of tomato per quart jar. So I'm gonna start a new paper, and I'm just gonna write tomato sauce, 6 pounds per quart. So if I need 6 pounds of tomatoes per quart for tomato sauce only, and I need 72 quarts of tomato sauce, then I need to take 72 times 6, which gives me 432 pounds. So I need 432 pounds of tomatoes just for tomato sauce. The average plant, and all you have to do is do a quick Google search, But the average tomato plant will give you between 10 to 20 pounds per plant. I'm gonna take the average of that. So I'm just gonna go 15 pounds. I need 432 pounds for tomato sauce. Divided by 15 pounds per tomato plant gives me 28.8 plants. I'm gonna round that up, and I need 29 tomato plants just for tomato sauce. I have a lot of tomato products that I want canned. Tomato sauce, diced tomatoes, spaghetti sauce, marinara sauce, pizza sauce, tomato soup, and ketchup. This is gonna be an insane tomato crop. I'm gonna figure out the math, figure out how many tomato plants I would need, see if I have the space for it this year. If not, I will just buy what I don't grow myself from a local farmer that I trust. I'm gonna go through and I'm gonna do the math for all of my products. My green beans, corn, pickles, carrots, potatoes, salsa, all of the things that I want to can. And then also I do need to keep in mind that this is bare minimum. We still want fresh eating stuff, and we need to account for, you know, deer getting in, rabbit getting in, children messing things up, all of the things. So this is just the bare minimum list. Just got done doing the math for the tomato plants, and I'm gonna need 114 tomato plants minimum. I don't think I will be doing that. I'll probably do about half of that and then just buy what I need. I'm just gonna go through and I'm gonna do the rest of my crops, but I hope this was helpful. I will link a blog post down below that kind of explains this probably much better in detail than what I am trying to tell you just on video, and hopefully it helps you plan your family garden this year. I have my list done of all of the plants that I need to plant, and I'm not gonna lie, it's very overwhelming, very overwhelming. I can guarantee that this will not get done, but I will try my best to do what I can. Now, I hope this video was helpful, and I hope that you can start planning out your family garden this year. And don't worry if yours is overwhelming as well. You can take a step back, you can buy what you need. We have grocery stores still, we have farmers around us still that we can buy from to can. And it's totally okay if everything is, you realize like, oh, I need a lot more than I thought. If you like this video, please hit the like button and don't forget to subscribe. Come back next week for another video. Bye.